What's good, everybody? Back here with another video on my channel, Jake Snipes. I know I've been gone for a few days. I had some stuff I had to do with school. It's about to be finals week, so I've been studying, dealing with that. And also, I just kind of wanted to retool the channel a little bit. You know, I was watching back some of my videos, and it's just visually boring. So I wanted to retool some things. I wanted to make this a better viewing experience for everybody. You know, I want to be able to help people make their best bets, help them win some money. But I want the journey to be pleasant and more enjoyable. So there are some things I want to look at. I was looking at some other channels that I like. Just wanted to make things better. You know, so I took a few days break and delve into that. But we're back at it. I hope this is a lot better for everybody. I got the socials in there. I got the overlay. Keeping track of my bets now. I have the YouTube banner there for easier access. But yeah, man. We're going to have 4 picks for today. We have 2 game 2s of 2 awesome games. As you can see on the spreads, they're both at minus 10.5. Joel Embiid has just been ruled out. So we'll see. I think the Knicks are playing excellent. I saw a crazy stat that they're the first team to win 3 playoff games in a row by over 25 points. They've been blowing teams out. They're really hitting their stride. And like I said, Joel Embiid has just been ruled out. So I expect a blowout in that one. I'm not sure why San Antonio is a 10.5 favorite, especially after game 1. I think they will bounce back, but I don't know about 10.5. That's a huge gap for the playoffs, especially the way the Timberwolves are playing. And I think Ayo Dosunmu's comebacks today. So we'll see what we got. But I got 4 picks that I really like for everybody. But before we get into them, I'm going to show you guys some baseball insights. Here's some team concepts that we have. So pause the video, screenshot, take a look at some of these, make your own slip, choose your favorite ones. You can do your own research. I'd like to give you guys a free look. Once the playoffs are over, we will be incorporating baseball more. But for now, we're going to work with this and just focus on the playoffs. And then for the first pick, we're just going to get right into it. Paul George, over 2.5 3-point makes. Now you see a lot of green here. We got 100% hit rate. He's making about 4 a game, 3.8. You know, we got a good matchup, as good as the Knicks are. They're not great against defending the 3 on the perimeter. They're 21st ranked in the whole NBA, averaging about 13.9, so a favorable matchup. And not only that, but Paul George is just shooting the heck out of the ball. He's shooting 59%, that's above elite. That is crazy, especially for the volume. 6.5 attempts. He's making, like I said, about 4. Last game, he made 4 out of 6. The game before that, 3 out of 5. 5 out of 9, 4 out of 9. I think this line is just way too low. And also, look at these odds. Plus 106, plus 105, plus 104, plus 100. I love those odds. This line is way too low. I think it should be 3.5, but we're going to hammer this as long as it's at 2.5. With that volume and that shooting percentage, we're going to take that every day of the week. So that's going to be our first pick. Now, with the second pick, we got Karl Anthony Towns, who's been playing a lot of point center. Mike Brown has done a good job of switching things up from what Tom Thibodeau did last season. They got Jalen Brunson off ball a little bit more, making it easier for him to score. But Karl Anthony Towns is also just an underrated passer as a center. And also, look at these odds. Plus 130, plus 120, plus 117, 105. This line is just way too low. In the last 5 games, he's averaging almost over 7 a game. Game 1 against Philly, he had 6. And these are all blowouts, by the way. Like I said, they're winning over 25 points. Even in a blowout, they scored 140, he had 10. They scored 126, he had 6. 114, he had 10. So their offense is just clicking, and he's a big reason why. I think they're going to score a high amount of points today, and I think this line is just way too low. He's averaging about 29 minutes. He's only given 3. Okay, so there's some data missing, so that's not going to help us. But, Philadelphia, just another great matchup for this line. They're ranked 22nd in assists allowed. For second, they're only ranked 5th, but Joel Embiid is ruled out, and Andre Drummond is just not going to be able to guard him. And like I said, Mike Brown just have this team moving, and I don't see how this line doesn't clear. We'll see what happens. I know it's probably going to be a blowout, but like I said, all these are blowouts, and this line still hit, so I'm not too worried about it. So that's going to be our second pick. With our third pick, this one's a little weird because this line has been good to us. Stephon Castle rebounds and assists, but instead of taking the over, we're actually going to take the under. If you look at the last 5 games, the under is hit in every game so far, and he's only averaging 9. During the regular season, he was a triple-double threat almost every night, but the playoffs, the game has slowed down, and also this is his first playoff run, so the experience factor may be a problem, but he hasn't been performing as he normally does. 31 minutes, he's getting 10.5 rebound chances and 9.5 potential assists. So the opportunities are there. They're just not clicking, especially in the fourth quarter. You can kind of see their youth coming out. The experience has been a factor, and I think that's why Minnesota won game 1. So we'll see what happens in game 2. But pay attention to this line. It did open up at 11.5, which is even better. But even at 12.5, I still love, like I said, he's not even averaging double digits combined. I do expect them to bounce back, but we'll see what happens. And also, we've been a pretty decent matchup. The top 10 in assists allowed for Minnesota. They're about middle of the pack for rebounds allowed. But like I said, the game is slowing down, and their inexperience and youth is just really starting to show, especially for Wemby. So we'll see what happens. But I love this spot for our third pick. Also, before we share my last pick here with you guys today, I want to remind everybody, sign up for better using my promo code SNIPES. Using my promo code will give you 2 no-sweat entries up to $200 of bonus cash. So up to $100 a piece, we'll give you 2 free swings at it. Either you win or you get all your money back. You don't lose in this situation, take advantage of the offer, sign up for better using promo code SNIPES. I'll have the link down below in the description, and good luck. Now, that being said, we're going to get into my last pick here, where we're going to take Victor Wembanyama under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, a lot of green here, 100% hit rate, 5 out of his last 5. Great hit rate against Minnesota for us, 67%. And he's only averaging 31, which is 11-point difference from 42.5 to 31.5. Last game, he had exactly 31, 11 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists. Now, we'll see if he shoots any better. Rudy Gobert was his former Olympic teammate, and he knows his game pretty well. So it's a bad matchup for him. And we've seen what Gobert did against Jokic. So he's going to do it. He's going to play the same defense against Wembanyama, who he knows a little bit better just from their time spent overseas. And also, we got a good matchup for the under. I mean, assists allowed, Minnesota's good. Middle of the pack for rebounds, and almost top 10 for points allowed. And like I said, just San Antonio's youth is kind of exposed, especially when it becomes late in the fourth quarter and the game slows down. They don't really have an offense to get into. And their veterans, they kind of struggled. De'Aaron Fox didn't play well. Cornette, Harrison Barnes didn't play well. So a lot of it's going to come down to Wemby, and we're just going to have to see if he's ready for it. But the data shows that this line is just way too high. Like I said, 42.5. He's averaging 31 over the last 5 games against Portland. Now he's playing a tougher Minnesota matchup. He's playing about 30 minutes. Last game he played 39, which is, I think it was top 3 in minutes he's ever played. So he's not sitting the bench a whole lot, but he didn't shoot very well. I think he went 0-8 from the 3. I think he's settling too much for the 3. So hopefully he attacks the paint more. But he's getting about 13, 14 rebound chances a game. So that's going to be there. That's always going to be there just because off his defense alone. Assists, not very much, 3.8. So we'll see. But I expect this to be an easy under. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they just have slow, grinded out, low-scoring games, which the Spurs just aren't used to. They had a great regular season, but they're used to blowouts. They're not used to the playoff atmosphere type of games. So I expect a really great game. I'm really excited for these 2 games. These 2 are my favorite out of the 4 series. But that's going to be our last pick. And I think we're going to go 4-0. We went 4-0 in our last video. We're 7-1 on the month of May. So I think we're going to go, let's see, we're going to go 11-1. And we're just going to continue this hot streak. And we're going to go up from here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And good luck. Peace.